Hello. Hello. Can everyone see me? Can everyone hear me? Why is the video quality so weird? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. All right. I'm gonna try to fix the video quality. Which is gonna make the stream end very briefly. Don't leave. It's coming back. Okay. I'm gonna try to fix something real quick. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just my end. It seems like it's. I don't know. Does it look fine to y'all? If it looks fine, that's fine. It looked kind of weird on my end, but I think that might be just my end. I think the auto settings decrease the quality. Yeah, I can make it 1080p. That's just what I was saying, but that might mess up the that might mess it up. So I don't know. But if it looks fine, then that's fine. Whatever. Anyway, so how's everyone doing today? Don't have anything specific planned. This is gonna be another AMA stream. I'm just hanging out. If you don't have any questions, that's fine too. We can just chill for a little bit. I don't think I agree that 720p and 1080p have almost no difference, but it's 720p doesn't look bad, so that's fine. So I changed the setting. Basically, I changed the setting to decrease the latency, so the interaction should be much closer than normal streams. Like usually the stream is about a 10-second delay. It should be less than that now. But the problem is that puts a lot more strain on the stream. So I was afraid that it might lag if I use full quality, so I turned the quality down. And we were having a little bit of buffering issues during the countdown, but I don't know if that's related or not, so it's whatever. I'll just leave it. Since it's working now, I'll just leave it how it is. Anyway, good to see everybody. Love your videos. Found them at 4 a.m. one day. I've been watching since. You're the man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Switch games. I need to get some Switch games. I haven't played my Switch in a while, actually. Are there any collaborative videos on someone else's channel that you've done? Usually when I collaborate with people, it's just like a conversation. Like, for example, immediately before this stream, I was just on Steve Shive's channel. I don't know if that video is public now, but you can go check over there. We just had a conversation. We mostly talked about Marvel Cinematic Universe, but there were some other things we talked about as well. As for something outside of that, I think I've done like a voiceover in a ContraPoints video a long time ago, which I don't even think that video is up anymore. I did a collaboration with AJ Plus, which I'm not sure if that channel is still up. Is it still up? I don't even know, but I did a collaboration with them. But yeah, I haven't done that many collaborations, I guess. I've never played the Kingdom of Loathing. Is water my favorite drink? I think I like Diet Coke more than water, but I do like water a lot. Lewis Baltimore, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate that. Do I have a team? What do you mean? Thoughts on what's going on in Minneapolis? Well, I'm definitely waiting for the stories to come out before I make like any definite statements. It seems like the last thing that came out is like they're trying to say that it was an accidental discharge. For people that don't know, cops basically killed another black dude in Minnesota. I don't know what the hell is going on in Minnesota, by the way. Can anyone explain what the hell is going on up there? But it was weird. Apparently, so my estimation, based on what I've heard, is basically they pulled someone over for some reason. I forgot what it was, tail light or I can't remember. And then when they pulled him over, they realized that the person had a warrant, and then the person tried to drive away, and then they shot him, and then he later crashed the car and died. I think that's what happened. But they're trying to say that he meant to reach for his taser, and he reached for his gun instead. Which, I mean, first of all, like my initial reaction is that's probably not true. But even if it is true, this is just another example of cops being incompetent, and we don't need these these people on the streets if they can't do their job without killing people. And also, even if it was an accident, you still just can't kill people. Like if anybody else did that, they would probably be convicted of manslaughter. Like you can't just kill people. Anyway. But I this is a developing story, so I'm not trying to make any like super definite statements until we have all the details. Did my D&D campaign move online? If so, how do I like it? We moved online. Well, we moved to Discord. Me and my group, we played on Discord for like a couple months, but then we eventually moved back to playing in person. Oh, the people that help with my videos. I have one person who helps. I don't have like a full team. My brother helps me with certain things like editing, mostly editing. But for now, that's all it is. It's just me and him. I hope to get, add more people as time goes on, because, I want to try bigger things, and I want to make more videos. So I hope to do that. Are we going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier episode? I mean, we can talk about it. I don't want to spoil it though. Wouldn't he have had the safety on his gun? I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to me that cops. I have no idea. I don't know what the protocol is for police officers. Whether they keep the safety, it seems like they should keep the safety on, but maybe they don't because they need to be ready to shoot at in a split second. I don't know, or at least they think they need to be ready to shoot in a split second. What structural barriers are impacting black people today? I mean, almost every, I mean, if you're talking about black Americans, almost every American institution it disproportionately disadvantages black people. And there's, you know, the data kind of shows that. Do I consider myself socialist? No. Yeah, that's right. The cop was a woman from what I've seen. At the very least, that seems like a fireable offense. If you accidentally kill someone, like that's a pretty big indication that you are not good at your job and you don't need to be doing that job anymore. Am I a police abolitionist? I mean, not really. I think that law enforcement should probably exist. I think peacekeeping should probably exist, but I do think that how we think of police as like we need to completely overhaul the police system and how we even define what a police officer is and does. How do I deal with stress? I guess it kind of depends on the situation. I try to avoid stressful situations in the first place. Obviously, that's not always possible. But I mean, there's different ways you can deal with stress. Doing something that brings you joy, meditating, exercising, just removing yourself from the situation if possible. Do you think listening to black voices on YouTube is a good way to try to understand how to better race relations with one's black friends? I mean, possibly. I think it's worth a try. I don't really know. I think there's a myriad of black voices and different people talk about different things, but just listening to black people in general, not just on YouTube, will give you at least a little more perspective about what it's like to be a black person, which is probably good. There was audio of her screaming taser, 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 then the shot, and she says that she shot him in what I consider a surprise tone. Did they release the audio? I know that they said that there was audio. I didn't know they released it. Have I watched Invincible? I watched the first episode. It seemed pretty cool. I'm semi-familiar with the comics, although I haven't like read them a lot, but I was familiar with it before the show. What's the square root of 9? 3? TJ1. People still say TJ1. Are you more of a cat or dog person? If definitely dog. I think I heard the audio on today's Philip Franco show. Oh, okay. I don't know what the Hubert Davis situation is. Do I still play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Every once in a while. I haven't played it in a while though. What's your take on the demonization of femininity, if you haven't already spoke about it? I would have to hear a more cohesive argument. I don't have a take on that because I don't think it exists, but maybe that is the take, but I'd have to hear the argument. Would I collab with For Harriet? Sure. How am I today? I'm well. I feel good. Did I see WrestleMania? I actually didn't. I played. I was playing D&D on Saturday, and I was busy on Sunday, so I didn't really watch any of it. I'll try to catch the replay of it though. Do I have any new music I've been listening to? Not really. I don't really keep up with music, to be honest. I just kind of just listen to whatever I happen to come across. I don't really seek out new music, and I don't really when I listen to music, I just listen to old stuff that I liked growing up. I don't really put any effort into hearing new stuff, I guess. D&D, what's my favorite class? Well, I'm mostly DM, so that's my favorite class technically. If you mean you mean like as a player, probably fighter. I just like smacking things with my sword. What are these bops I'm hearing right now? The music is made by my brother, John Ivory. He's a music producer, musician, that sort of thing, locally here in Alabama. He helps me out with music and my videos and stuff. I believe there's a link to his SoundCloud, but he doesn't do too much stuff online. He mostly works with local artists and stuff. Among other things, it's just like one of the things he does. He also does video production, video editing, things like that. But yes, he's called John Ivory. I think his SoundCloud is King John Ivory if you want to hear more of his beats. Peacock app has pretty bad UI. Yeah, I haven't used it that much. I've watched like Parks and Rec on there and stuff, but you said in one of your videos racist is more useful as an adjective than a noun. Do you think the same can be said of sexism, homophobia, transphobia? Yes, generally yes. Do you think homophobia, anti-LGBTQ plus thoughts are a problem in the black community? Yes, definitely. Most music I listen to is also old 2000s and 80s pop and rock. Yeah, I just listen to stuff that I like growing up. I don't put in effort to learn new music. I listen to like early 2000s hip hop, classic rock, stuff like that. How long have you been growing your dreads? Was there anything that inspired you to start growing dreads? Well, the last time I cut my hair was maybe like 11 years ago. At some point in those 11 years, they became dreads. They weren't always dreads, I guess. Was there anything that inspired me to start growing dreads? Not really. I just stopped cutting and combing my hair and it became dreads, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll just go with that. That's pretty literally what happened. I was speaking about how in media, hyper feminine characters are often killed off, like in horror movies, shown to be dumb, the bimbo, or the not like other girls trope. I mean, do you mean women when you say hyper feminine characters? I don't understand the distinction. If you're saying that there's a problem with how women are portrayed in media, then yeah, I agree with that. I don't know why you're specifying femininity specifically. What's something you want to do a video on but probably won't for whatever reason? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that for one thing, my channel just has a certain scope, and there's a certain thing that people expect when they watch my videos, and I don't want to stray too far outside of that. And whenever I do, that it usually like doesn't really get many views. So like, I don't know. Like, I'm really like, for example, I like wrestling. We were talking about, someone mentioned WrestleMania earlier. I like wrestling. I don't imagine that I'm gonna do a video about wrestling because it just doesn't fit the scope of my channel. That's an example. There are also a lot of topics that I think just, in my experience, the conversations surrounding the topics are really, it's really difficult to have like good conversations around certain topics because people are so emotionally invested. And so I usually avoid those. But I think those attitudes can change over time. So just because I won't make a video now might be something, might happen in the future. How does it feel to know you live in the first state organized alphabetically? Well, I can say it makes filling out online forms way easier. Any tips about retaining ideas, arguments you read about? Keep reading about them. When you hear an idea, look more into it instead of just reading it and moving on. Look more into it, try to actually understand it, read about it again. That's kind of the only way you learn stuff, is through repetition. Would I ever make a podcast? I mean, I would love to do a podcast. I don't really, at this point, I would need someone else to make it though. I have a full plate just running this channel, so I would need someone else to do it. But I would be a part of it. I would love to be a part of it. Do I play a musical instrument? No. I've delved into musical instruments growing up every now and then. I own some guitars. I played violin like in elementary school. But currently, no. What is my favorite cuisine? If you mean like genre of food, probably Chinese food. In terms of like individual foods, there's a lot of things that I really like. I just had a steak the other day, and I feel like steak is like, it's like unfair how good it is. It's just too good. It's like, I'm suspicious of how good it is. I'm thinking of growing dreads as well. I went natural about 10 years ago because I was tired of the chemical burns that came relaxing my hair. Yeah. I've done all kinds of weird stuff with my hair. I feel like in like our culture, it's kind of hard for men to express themselves while still being socially acceptable. And the hair is just kind of one way that I've kind of figured out that I can do it. Although I'm trying to learn more about fashion and stuff and ways to express myself through fashion, but I'm still kind of subdued on that. Nathan Howard became a homie. I appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the channel. But yeah, I've done the whole relaxer thing. I've straightened my hair out with the hot comb. I've had big afros. I've had like the little twists. I've done all kinds of stuff with my hair. What dance move do I think I can pull off? I don't know. I never dance. I'm probably pretty bad at dancing. I'm sure if I practice, I could be good at it, but I just never do it. I can do the I can move it like Bernie. That's pretty easy. That dance is pretty funny. I feel like people see homophobia in the black community as bigger than it is. Usually black people deal with other issues that compound homophobia, but homophobia is everywhere. Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere, but everywhere also includes the black community. And it also, I mean, it clearly depends on where you go, what communities you're in. Like black communities in one area, one state, one region might be different than black communities somewhere else. For example, I live in the South. I can tell you definitely homophobia is everywhere, but it's also in the black community for sure. Like that, there's no doubt about it. If people are trying to say that homophobia is exclusive to black people, that's obviously not true. But I don't think that's what I was saying. I don't think I said that. In your opinion, why are so many men red-pilled and misogynistic? Do they have personal issues, or is it the result of feminism? I mean, I think that's a complicated answer. I think that men are kind of taught in our society that we're sort of entitled to women. And I think for many generations, there was kind of like this understanding that women were kind of supposed to be subservient to men. And that has obviously changed over time. And a lot of men don't like that. And also a lot of men don't like the fact that like the idea that the entitlement to women, a lot of people don't like that that's not a thing for real, because that for some reason we're kind of just, that's kind of like beaten into our head. It's like, you know, you deserve to have a girlfriend and get romance, and you get to this sort of toxic mindset where if you're not getting that, you feel like something's wrong with the world or something's wrong with women, and I think that can lead to that. But that's just one part of it. It's very complicated. Do you experiment with food I haven't heard of often? I mean, I try to when I can, but not really. I want to do it more. Thank you, Philip J. Fry, for the compliment. Do you believe the concept of gold diggers is a realistic occurrence or something that's hyped up and somewhat misogynistic? Well, it's probably more hyped up than it is real, but it's probably just a misrepresentation of what's going on. Like, is it true that some women go for men that have a lot of money because they have a lot of money? Yeah. But I don't think there's, in general, there's nothing wrong with trying to make sure that your, financial future is secure with your partner. So in general, that's not, on the surface, that's not a big deal. Like, it's a financially responsible thing to do, honestly. So it just kind of depends on the context in which you're talking about, like gold diggers or whatever. I think we kind of live in a society that judges women on everything that they do and say, and just tries to control women. So it's like women really can't win for losing when it comes with stuff like that. Donut or donut? I think I like the first spelling better. D-O-N-U-T. Everyone can at least do a two-step. Yeah, I could do that. Have I seen the HBO miniseries about QAnon? Nope. What are my thoughts on the whole QAnon thing? I don't know, it's bad. I love afros. I grew up in the 70s, they were everywhere. Yeah. Those must have been interesting times. It seems weird that feminism would cause more red-pilled men. Nothing wrong with wanting your human rights and dignity. Yeah, well, the problem is that people are threatened by feminism because of the things that I said before, because men believe, a lot of men at least believe, that women are supposed to be below men on the ladder, on the hierarchy. And they don't like the idea of, women stepping forward and staking a claim to equal rights, because they don't think that women should have equal rights. What made me dye my dreads? I don't know. I just wanted to spice it up a little bit and make it look cool. Again, it's just me trying to find ways to express myself in different ways. Do you think rising misogyny is related to feminism not properly addressing the issues that plague men? Or is it purely a backlash against feminism, in your opinion? I mean, I don't know that, I don't think I would blame a rise in misogyny on feminism not properly addressing the issues that plague men. I mean, I think that sometimes feminism does fail to address the issues that plague men, but I don't think that that's really a good justification for misogyny. And I also don't necessarily think it's a backlash against feminism. I think that feminism threatens a lot of people, but it's just, I don't know, just kind of like, it's like we're blaming the victim here. It's like sometimes people are just shitty, and that's just kind of a personal problem that some people have. How am I? I'm great. Sorry for caps lock, my button is stuck. Is that right? Am I a janitor? No. Do you have any opinions about Lil Nas X? I don't know that much about Lil Nas X, but I'm generally pro Lil Nas X. Have I ever played Terraria? I have not. I've seen videos of it though. Anything to know when dyeing dreads? I have no idea. Someone else did it for me. I have zero idea. Who'd win in a fight, RoboCop or the T-1000? Probably the T-1000, right? T-1000 was pretty hardcore. Do I still have any videos I feel I need to go back and redo? Possibly. I don't really know. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you know, every now and then I go back and look at videos. You know, the interesting thing is a lot of times I think of my old videos and I'll see the title and I'll be like, huh, I bet there's probably stuff in this video that I would probably phrase differently or I don't really agree with anymore. But 90% of the time when I go watch old videos, I still agree with them. That's usually the experience. So I don't know. Like the one that comes to mind is the offensive comedy video. Like I wonder, I don't really remember everything I said in that video, but I wonder if I would still agree with everything. But I have a feeling that I would probably still agree with most of it. Do you think toxic religiosity is due to conditions of the people that support it, or do you think that toxic behavior is only because of the religion? It's probably both. What has been your biggest obstacle or in researching for your videos or posting content? Would you post more if I could? I would post more if I could. It just takes a lot of work to make videos. The biggest obstacle, I guess, is time. We briefly talked about Minnesota earlier, but I mean, if you have a question you want to ask, you can. But a lot of times in these, when these like weird things happen, I mean, in general, basically what I said is I'm waiting for there to be more, I'm waiting for the information to come out, but you know, obviously it's a fucked up situation and it's pretty fishy situation as usual. What happened in Minnesota, the cops killed another black dude, basically. Which is like the third or fourth case like this in Minnesota, like high profile case. What are 5 languages I'd like to learn? I don't know. I can name 3. Definitely Spanish, German, and Korean. I don't know about beyond that. What am I watching right now? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's it as far as TV and movies. I watch a lot of YouTube, but outside of that, I think the only like actual thing that I'm watching that's recent is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So rise in misogyny is more a reflection of personal views by individuals rather than a reflection of some underlying social issues, you think? Well, I mean, it's more than just personal views by individuals. I think that social issues have a fact, they play a factor, but I think that what happens is demagogues and other people, they use these social issues and they use it in a way to create a narrative that appeals to people and creates a lot of these bad views. But I do think you have to be a certain type of person to even like be open to that kind of narrative. So I do think there's a lot of personal responsibility as well. Christianity was forced onto the black community by the masters as a means to colonize culture. What is your experience with how this affects black Christian communities today? Well, I mean, I think that is a big deal, and I think that relates to the homophobia thing that we were talking about earlier. But yeah, I think black Americans are still largely quite Christian, and you know, it makes sense. That's one of the ways in which black culture sort of manifests itself. I just did a video about black culture, and black religion is definitely a big part of the history of black culture. But as it is still religion, it still has a lot of the same problems that religion brings, that religion often brings, I should say, such as homophobia, anti-intellectualism, anti-science, things like that. How would you define spirituality? I mean, I don't really think about it. You probably have to ask someone. I don't consider myself spiritual. I would imagine that spirituality involves some kind of, at least some kind of acknowledgement of or consideration of something beyond the physical / material realm, which I don't really do. So that's not really my jam. I have not watched The Boys. What would win in a death battle, a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a giant cat of equal size? Well, I don't know. It depends. When you say cat, you have to be more specific because there's different types of cats. If it was like a giant tiger, I'd take the tiger for sure. If it was like a giant, like, I don't know, almost anything else. If it was like a giant house cat, I'd probably take the T-Rex. What are your thoughts on the Captain America comic portraying the Red Skull as a metaphor for Jordan Peterson? I don't know. I did hear about that, but I mean, I would have to read the comic. I have no idea. I don't really get it. I would have to read it. I've met a lot of black anti-Semites who sometimes are also black nationalists. What is your opinion on this intersection, and where do you think black anti-Semitism comes from? Well, I don't know all of the history of all of that, but I do know that a lot of the earlier black nationalists were anti-Semitic. Like the Nation of Islam was anti-Semitic. I know there's this idea that a lot of black nationalists sort of believe in the idea of black people being, you know, the original chosen people of God, and they dislike how sort of white Jews sort of claim that when they think that it's supposed to be black people. I don't really know all of the details though. Would I be okay with real life day-to-day fashion being broad, like in comics / anime? You mean broad, like a bunch of different types of stuff? Yeah. What's something you wish the American public schools covered more during early education? Definitely financial planning. Probably coding. And I actually did have like a government and civics class in high school, but I think there should be more of that as well. Maybe even economics. Where's a good place to start if I wanted to learn about figures like Fred Hampton? Google. Is this something that I'm passionate about? What, Fred Hampton? Not specifically. Would I dye my hair blue? Maybe. What's your view on slavery reparations? I did a video on that. It's called Reparations. Essentially, I don't really understand a feasible way to enact reparations. I don't think. I just don't think it can be done. I just think we just need to focus on social, or maybe that could be what the reparations is. It's just investments in the Black community as a whole. Investments in things like education and community projects and housing and employment, stuff like that. But I think investments like that in general would help Black people overall. But I don't know, like, I don't think you can just like send everybody a check or something like that. There's just no feasible way to do that. What's the best movie ever made? Sister Act or Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit? Sister Act 2 is better than Sister Act 1, I think. Well, wait. I get them mixed up, actually. I think Sister Act 2 is the good one. What's my favorite meal that I can actually cook? Fried rice, probably. Do I think I can handle being an A-list celebrity and all the negatives that can come with it? I don't know. I don't know if I could because I never dealt with it. I think there are a lot of negatives that come with it, but there are also a lot of positives that come with it. And my guess is that the positives probably outweigh the negatives. I mean, there's a limit. Like, you know, I don't want to be so famous that I can't like step outside without getting mobbed by hundreds of people. Like, that seems annoying. I don't want that. But, you know, I don't mind. I think it would be cool to be famous. Would I consider myself a social democrat? I think social democrat is probably it's an okay term to describe me, I guess. I'm okay with that term. I don't use the term that much myself, but if it helps people understand where I'm coming from, I think it's an okay term. But I usually just prefer people to ask more specific questions about my positions rather than make assumptions based on a label that they use. Yeah, I do know that there is precedent for monetary reparations because Germany did it to some extent. Favorite Batman? The Batman from Batman, the animated series. Can I say that? If you can live in any other country, where would you be? Where would it be? I don't really know. Maybe one of the Scandinavian countries. First and best concert. I don't even remember what my first concert was. I mean, my first concert technically was probably some gospel concert at church. I couldn't tell you who though. I can tell you that my favorite concert that I've ever been to is The Roots. Shit was dope. Went to The Roots. Well, The Roots had a show on. They came to my college and did like a really big show, and it was tight. Was I a fan of Gargoyles? Disney show? Yeah, hell yeah, that show was tight. Did I go to college? Yes. If I did, am I glad I did? I guess so. I don't know. I think that college was useful for certain things. I learned a lot about different types of people, and I learned a lot of things. I think I got smarter. Some of the classes that I took really helped me out, like philosophy classes. I really think helped me, learn to think critically and shape the way that I think about stuff. Creative writing classes. I think I still use some of the things that I learned in those classes today. And I met a lot of different types of people. It was kind of like the first time that I met a lot of like a wide variety of different types of people from different parts of the world. So that part was cool. The problem is, I don't know if that was worth the money that it cost to go. Like, I think I would rather not be in debt if I had to choose. But I don't know. Maybe it was worth it. What am I doing to relax these days? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good at relaxing. I don't really have trouble relaxing, I guess. My life is generally not that dramatic, which is partly, because of the way that I've set it up. I try to avoid toxic situations, avoid stressful situations. I mean, I play a lot of chess. That's pretty relaxing sometimes, although it can be pretty intense. Just watching YouTube stuff, that kind of stuff. I don't know. What would it take for you to go full anti-capitalist and eat the rich? I guess a good reason to do it. Do I think the government uses social media to divide the American people? Do I think the American government uses social media to divide the American people? I mean, probably not. I don't know. I think political personalities and political pundits definitely do, but the government, I don't know. It appears to be the case that the Russian government does that, though. Do I have a P.O. box where people can send me stuff? I don't at the moment. That's something that I have been saying that I'm going to get for literally years, and I just never done it, but I should probably do it, huh? T1J Closet Grandmaster, not even close. I'm probably like, my highest rating I think is like 1,000 on chess.com. Right now I'm like 950 or 960, I think. Have I ever thought of running for office? Not really. That doesn't sound fun to me. That sounds like it would be awful and unpleasant. What do you think of people getting canceled for edgy humor? I mean, it just depends on the context. I think some people, first of all, the idea of canceling is very nebulous, and I don't even really know what that means. But sometimes people like deserve criticism for being shitty. But also sometimes people get dogpiled over dumb stuff, over dumb shit. So it just depends on the context. Have I ever thought about doing van life? Nah. Is this as boring for you as it seems? Do I seem bored? It's not boring. I think people, I'm just like a really chill, calm, easygoing dude, and I think people might mistake that for disinterest. But yeah, I mean, if I wasn't enjoying it, like, this is my stream, I can just end it. It's not like it's not a big deal. What's your favorite old school video game soundtrack? Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 100%. It's fucking amazing soundtrack. What chess opening do you play as black against Pawn King 4? What is this old school notation? Jesus. I play E5. Well, I actually lately I've been playing E5, but I was trying the Caro-Kann defense for a while, which is, what is that? F6? F6 and then E5? No. G6 and then F5. I forgot. I don't know the notation. I could point on it on a board. C6. Sorry, I was on the other side. Yeah, I'm on black. I was thinking I'm on white, so I'm on black, so it's C6. Example of dumb cancel culture? Well, the Lindsay Ellis thing that recently happened was pretty dumb. You think it was fair for Sky Jackson to dox that kid for saying the N-word? Probably not. Can I just end it? As far as we're concerned, there might be a crazy fan just outside the frame pointing a gun to your head and being like, cut the stream and you get a bullet. You have a vivid imagination, my friend. I didn't watch the Sonic movie. My favorite cookies are chocolate chip cookies. I also really like the soundtrack for Katamari Damacy. What makes you laugh? A lot of stuff makes me laugh. The most recent thing that made me laugh is Caleb City. If y'all don't know who Caleb City is, he's just a comedian on YouTube and he's hilarious. He's like side-splitting. Yeah, I experimented with the Khan, but I'm not good at it. I haven't really memorized all of the lines yet. But right now, I took it back to the basics. E4, E5. I feel like I'm probably not good enough to be like trying to learn complicated openings yet. I just need to like get the basics down. If I had to watch a right-wing YouTuber, who would it be? I don't even know. It's all the same to me, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know that many right-wing YouTubers, I guess. I watched the first episode of Invincible. It's fine. Examples of smart cancel culture? Well, I don't know about smart, but like, you know, haven't heard much from Kevin Spacey, and I'm okay with that. My MBTI is I usually get EFTP, I think. Or E, hold on. Maybe I can just do the test on stream. How long is it? I'm definitely an extrovert though. I'll do the test real quick. Hold on a second. ENFP or ENFJ, one of those. I feel like I always get something different though, because maybe I change over time. Would I live with a bunch of cats? Probably not. Not if I didn't have to. Have I watched any of the Chucky movies? I've seen all of the Chucky movies except the last one, the remake. The Bride of Chucky has some funny parts. The Seed of Chucky is just fucking weird and bad. Hey, let's do this thing. Hold on. Let's take a personality test. See what I get. You regularly make new friends. Well, it's COVID. These things might be different because of COVID. This is different than MBTI though, but you get the same types of you get the same results. But yeah, in general, I think I make new friends. Spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. That's definitely true. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Yeah, kind of. You have to make a backup plan for a backup plan? Nah. You usually stay calm. Yes. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Not really. I mean, I try not to bother people, but I have no problem talking to people. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another? Nah. Very sentimental. I'm like in the middle on that one. Because it really depends. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Wait, can I change this? I've gotten more into this lately, but generally no. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Maybe. Sometimes. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Sometimes. It just seems kind of, it's, you know, it's kind of awkward. It's not even that I don't feel comfortable. It's like I don't want other people to feel comfortable. That's kind of more of what it is. Let's do the middle. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. Well, that's definitely not true. More inclined to follow your head than your heart, 100%. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Yep. You rarely worry about whether you make good impression on people you meet. No, I think I want to make a good impression on people. You enjoy participating in group activities. Sure. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. I think I prefer to understand what they were going for, to be honest. Like, if I'm being honest. Do you ever get sick of these AMAs? No, I enjoy answering questions. It's fun. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I mean, theoretically, I just haven't really been in a position to do that, but I'll say agree. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. That's 100% true. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. I don't think so. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. That's true. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. That's not true. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on the feelings. 100%. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. No, absolutely not. Is Myers-Briggs the astrology of psychology? Probably. You enjoy watching people argue. I think I used to, but not really anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's not serious, but it's also not hurting anybody, so it's fine. That's generally how I feel about astrology as well. But the problem is sometimes people use these things to judge other people, and that's when it becomes a problem. Like when people is like, oh man, I can't be friends with a Scorpio. It's like, okay, calm down. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I feel like that's true, but also I made a YouTube channel where you know, but I think that's a little bit different. But I feel like anybody who makes content on the internet, you know, it is someone who thrives on attention for sure. So maybe I'll just do middle on that. My mood can change very quickly. Not really. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yeah, I guess so, but I'm not that efficient. But I do lose patience sometimes when people are fucking around. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Yep. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Not really. The concept of after death is actually pretty terrifying to me, and I don't think about it. I try not to think about it. But I don't think that anything happens after that, so I'm not that fascinated by it. It seems pretty boring. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Yes. That's how I know I'm an extrovert, just because of that question. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. No, I like theoretical. You find it easy to empathize with the person whose experiences are very different from yours. I think I've gotten better at that. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. Yes. That's 100% true, and I don't think it's a good quality, to be honest. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. I think I second guess myself. After a long, exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Sure. I don't know about like a social event, but you know, I'd like to, you know, hang out with friends or go to a bar or something. Like that's something that I would do. I've never seen Attack on Titan. A lot of people have told me to watch it, but I've never watched it. You enjoy going to art museums, yeah. You often have the hard time understanding other people's feelings. Not really. You like to have a to-do list for each day. I would like to, but I never do. So I guess I would disagree. You rarely feel insecure. I'd say I agree with that. You avoid making phone calls. 100%. I fucking hate phone calls. Don't call me. Who calls people? You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I've definitely been doing that a lot more lately. When you're a social soaker, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Not really, if I'm being honest. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Nah. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Yeah, isn't everybody? Maybe not. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of. I do. I don't think that there needs to be a reason. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I think I strongly disagree with that. You take great care not to make people look bad even when it is completely their fault. I would like to say that I do this, but I don't think that I always do. I'm gonna try to be honest and say disagree. I don't check my voicemail either. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent effort. Definitely. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Not really. I don't really have like self-esteem problems. I know that a lot of people do, but I don't really have that. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I do think that. I do have a job where I work alone most of the time. I do like it. Like, I think that this is a question that's supposed to make you more introvert. So that's why I hesitated for a second, but I mean, it's true, so I might as well just answer. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Not really. Sometimes it is, but not really. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. Kinda, yeah. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Sometimes I feel like I do. I'm gonna say yeah. I don't know, like, this is just me guessing, because sometimes, you know, I might be wrong, but I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of that, to be honest. You often feel overwhelmed. Not really. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Nah. You're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Not really anymore. Controversy is stressful. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. I don't know. I don't like the way this is worded, because this question doesn't imply that the other person is going to get it. I don't know. I don't think it's good. You struggle with deadlines. Not really. Like I used to think that I did, but deadlines kind of like kick me into full gear. And usually I don't miss deadlines. If I have a deadline, I usually don't miss it. So I'm gonna say yeah. Wait, no, I don't. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yes. My gender, optional. This will determine your avatar. Okay. What avatar will you get if you choose other? ENTP. See, you usually get ENFP. But yeah, it's usually ENTP or ENFP. That's usually what I get. It says I'm half extroverted, half introverted. It's interesting. I'm like halfway on all of them except like fully P. But I think I'm surprised about the extroverted versus introverted. I would think that I'd be way more extroverted. The energy makes sense. The nature makes sense. This makes sense. And this makes sense. So yeah, someone was asking about my MBTI or whatever, ENTP. But it looks like it could be halfway between any of them, to be honest. I usually get ENT. Whenever I do these quizzes, I usually get ENTP or ENFP. So there you go. You wouldn't believe how many big employers use this stuff in the hiring process. Interesting. Well, somebody I follow on YouTube or on Twitter, maybe it was, I think it might have been Marina or I don't know. Somebody tweeted that they went to a job interview and the interviewer asked them what their sign was. I was like, that's not a good that's not a good sign. That's not something you should ask. And what's up, everybody that joined the chat while I was doing that? Took a little longer than I wanted it to, but it was fine. I fucking hate job interviews, by the way, and I look forward to never having to do one ever again. They're always so dumb and like fake. I've had a few that were like really straight to the point, and I appreciated that. You know, they only ask relevant questions like, what skills do you have that are relevant to this job? Do you have any experience? What's your availability? You know, but then sometimes you get the stuff where it's like, what's your greatest weakness? It's like, why? Why would you ask that? And why would you expect anyone to answer that honestly? Favorite Disney princess? Maybe Jasmine? Do you think we need a national policy on body cameras? I mean, maybe. It seems like body cameras don't seem to be preventing police brutality, though, so I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the the classic answer to what's your greatest weakness is I just work too much. I work too hard. I had an interview once where they literally asked me, if you had to choose between being a leader or a follower, which one would you choose? It's like, if that is not the most leading question I've ever heard. Is kryptonite a good answer to greatest weakness? I don't know. Sometimes they say that they appreciate humor. If all your meals had to include a certain ingredient, which ingredient would you choose to include in every meal? Chicken? Chicken is like the most versatile food. That's also delicious. Body cameras are important for changing public opinion. I could see that, actually. How is the She-Ra reboot? I've never seen it, and I don't really hear people talk about it that much. What's my favorite Michael Bolton song? I can't even name a Michael Bolton song. I mean, I know that I know some Michael Bolton songs, but I can't think of one right now. Well, I want to clarify. I think chicken is the most versatile food that is also delicious. Like maybe tofu is more versatile, but it's not delicious. That's the problem. Maybe some people disagree with that, but. And I mean, I know a lot of people like potatoes, but potatoes are just kind of whatever to me. Like, potato chips are good, but it's like potatoes. I've never been like a huge potato guy. Is there a way for us to better quantify separated parents versus absentee fathers? Is there a way for us to better quantify? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. I love fish and seafood, but I don't think they're that versatile. That, you know, you're not gonna put fish in just any meal. You're not gonna put shrimp in just any meal. Do you have any tips for people getting started in making YouTube videos? What I usually say is it depends on if you have any experience in video making and video production or performing or writing, anything like that. If you're brand new to all of that stuff, then your first goal should be learning how to get good at making videos. And as such, you should spend a lot of time. I usually recommend like at least like a year or so, literally just focusing on learning how to make good videos. and then you can like reach the next step from there. If you already like know how to make good videos, like if you have some kind of background or talent in some aspect of video making, then you can start to think about other things like how to appease the algorithm and how to promote yourself and things like that. But first step is just learning how to make good videos. Don't worry about views. Don't worry about viewers, subscribers. Don't worry about money. Just learn how to make good videos. Like make like 100 videos, and don't like stress about trying to make them perfect. Just keep releasing content as often as you can, just so you can get into the habit of doing it and get good practice at it. I said fatherlessness wasn't a problem anymore because we aren't in the 50s anymore. I don't think I said that fatherlessness wasn't a problem. When I said we aren't in the 50s anymore, that was a reference to the fact that people are less concerned with being married before they have children. I would say it, in terms of starting a YouTube channel, if you have money, try to invest in some okay equipment. You don't need to spend that much money when you're starting out, but people don't want to watch a shitty looking video or a shitty sounding video, so try to get that. Audio is definitely more important than video. Like get yourself a little Blue Yeti or something like that, or you know, just something so the audio is not terrible. And for video, just use a lot of light. People think that your camera is really important, and yeah, having a good camera helps, but light is the main thing that makes the video look good. So if you had to spend more money on lights versus more money on camera, I would say more money on lights. If you had to live in a fictional universe, which one would you choose? People ask this a lot, and I always say I would choose the universe from My Neighbor Totoro, because it's just a very pleasant, happy universe where nothing bad happens. I mean, I guess like their mom got sick, that was kind of bad, but she was okay. Is any war movie a pro-war movie, or is it impossible to make an anti-war movie? It's definitely not possible. It's definitely not impossible. I don't really watch a lot of war movies, but I can say, for example, I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid video games, and those are all about war, and I think it's very clearly an anti-war series. So it's definitely, ostensibly, it's not impossible for movies either. What are your tips for appeasing the almighty algorithm? Clickbait, basically. Just you have to make interesting titles and thumbnails to get people to click on your videos, and you have to make videos that are good. That's why I always focus on the videos being good. That's the number one thing, because the videos are not good, people won't watch it. And people watching the video is important for the algorithm. So like if you make a video but people click on it but they're like, this is trash, and they click out of it 30 seconds in, algorithm's not going to like that. You need to make videos that people watch all the way through. But you have to get people to click in the first place, and the way that you do that is by making interesting titles and interesting thumbnails. I think in my video, I think that about black fatherlessness, I think the point of the video was that this idea that this is some issue unique to and specific to the black community, so much so that some people have literally pointed to it as the thing that is the problem with the black community, that if this particular thing were fixed, then black people could lift themselves out of oppression. That's kind of the thing that I was sort of opposing. But, you know, separated families, absentee parents, it exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, and it's a problem. It's just not, A, it's not specific to black people, and B, it's not as big as a problem as people make it out to be. Because just because people are separated doesn't mean that they're absentee. You think women have lower standards for partners than older generations? Probably not. I don't know if you touched on it, but have you seen Them on Amazon Prime? Nope. I don't really watch much stuff. I watch MCU stuff, and that's about it, and YouTube. I don't really watch a lot of TV and movies. I should do Patreon only streams. Maybe. I don't think that anybody would watch. That's the problem. Because I mean, even now I'm streaming publicly and I only have like 40 viewers. So if I like limited it to just patrons, it'd probably be like 4 people in there. The black fatherlessness thing is like really it's become sort of a go-to argument for conservatives these days, because they realize that all the other arguments don't work, and they don't want to, at least they don't want to say out loud that they think that black people are just like naturally inferior. So they have to come out with these reasons. And so that's become a big one. But I don't think it's a very tenable argument. It doesn't hold up to scrutiny. YouTube never tells about your videos. The algorithm is weird. It's just weird how it works. If you want to see more of my videos, you're gonna have to tell the algorithm that you like it by going, like, if it's not already showing it to you, you're gonna have to go and watch and like click on my videos just to remind the algorithm that you want to see my videos when they come out. Or you can click the notification bell, and the notification bell should show you my new videos when they come out. But some people say that doesn't even work, so I don't know. But yeah, the way the algorithm works is it shows the videos to a small number of people, and then it or at least this is how I assume it works, and then it sees how those people engage with the video. If a lot of the people click on it and a lot of people watch it, then the algorithm is like, oh, okay, seems like people like this video, let's show it to some more people, and then so on and so on. Thoughts on Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I love it so far. I think it's super good. Hi there, just want to tell you that I've been watching your channel for 5 years, and all that time you've not said one thing yet that I disagree with. I love your channel. Well, that seems unlikely, but thanks for the kind words. Have there any great books that I recommend lately? Nope. I don't read books that much. I should read more, but I really don't. I keep saying that I'm gonna try to read more, but I don't know, man. There's too many YouTube videos to watch. Say you'll read more if you get an Audible sponsorship. Well, Electric Love Main, thank you for the $4.99. How are you today, bro? I feel angry today. Another black man dead, bro. As a black man, I don't feel safe interacting with law enforcement. I know how you feel. I mean, that's kind of the reality in this country. And you know, if you're a black person, you just cannot be sure what's going to happen whenever you interact with law enforcement, and that's a sad reality of America. But yeah, I've actually been sponsored by Audible before, and I actually want to get more into audiobooks, and that's probably how I'm going to get more into books. But I don't have like a good situation where I would listen to audiobooks. I think probably most likely would be like while I'm cooking or while I'm cleaning or something. Because while I'm sitting at my desk, I'm distracted by the computer, there's YouTube, there's, you know, I'm doing work, and I generally don't want to like listen to something else at the same time. And normally a lot of people listen to stuff in their car, but I don't drive my car that much. I don't have a reason to leave. Like, I go to the grocery store, that's it. I don't really leave my house that much. Yeah, Caitlin Bennett asked Lil Nas X if he still sees his dad during when she was talking shit about Montero. Clearly, this idea of black fatherlessness is still being used against black people. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a common thing. And to be honest, it's something that I think black people also perpetuate. And like I said, a lot of black parents are unmarried. That part is true. But that doesn't mean the father's absent, and I think that's a key point. And so this idea, I think, gets spread by a lot of, there's people like Caitlin Bennett who are just being racist, but there's people, there's like well-meaning people that also spread this idea. Let your love main, thank you for the $4.99. On a happier note, any updates on The Move? Have you seen the Mortal Kombat trailer? On The Move? On what move? Have you seen the Mortal Kombat? I have seen the Mortal Kombat trailer. I don't know, man. Everyone is like excited about this. It doesn't even look good to me. Is it just me? Like, I think people are just excited because it's actually gonna have, blood and guts and stuff. It's actually gonna have fatalities, and I think that's exciting to people, which, that fits the Mortal Kombat theme. But the trailer doesn't make it look like the movie's gonna be good. It looks kind of dumb to me. And I understand, like, it's not that the original Mortal Kombat movies are like super good or anything, but I think the hype around it is a little weird. I've always wanted to know, is a little follow me soundbite your voice pitched up or from a sound library or something? That is a sound from the game Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I think that's what it's called. Oh yeah, I mean, I plan to get my own place, but that's not gonna happen for maybe like 6 months or so. Video game movies are rarely good. Yeah, because a lot of them they're just kind of like cash grabs and they don't really care about the source material that much. Electrolyte Man you've got the red-haired badge. That means that you've been a homie for 6 months or more. I wonder who's gonna be the first one to get the next one. The next one is the Super Saiyan T1J. Yeah, the Oddworld games are dope. So I believe in cryptids. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I mean, probably no. I mean, there's no evidence for that kind of stuff, right? Cryptid is like stuff like Bigfoot, right? Ready for that 2-hour T1J video? Well, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, but we'll see. If I make a 2-hour video, y'all better watch that shit. That shit better get 1 million views. Do I like Calvin and Hobbes? Sure. Best video game movie. I don't know. I'm trying to even think of video game. I mean, like, wasn't the original Resident Evil was kind of good, wasn't it? Yeah, true. The live streams are kind of like 2-hour videos, but you know, it's not the same. What's up, Adam? I'm fine. I'm doing well. Yeah, I think you were a patron before you were a member, a YouTube member. So you've definitely been a homie for longer than that. Detective Pikachu, that's a good video game movie. I didn't see Sonic, but people said that it was pretty good. Yeah, the whole idea behind the live streams is, you know, you can get that interaction with people, and also people can learn more about me as a person rather than just the guy who talks about racism all the time. Do I ever review my old videos? I did a stream one time where I watched some of my old videos. Maybe I'll do it again. We are getting, speaking of 2-hour videos, we are reaching the 2-hour mark on this stream, which means I'm probably going to end the stream here soon. So, probably can respond to a few more questions / comments and then wrap it up. Do you have any thoughts on the solar punk or Afrofuturism? I mean, no, I don't really. I haven't really. I don't know that much about all of that, I guess. I don't really have any comments. I haven't thought about it really, I guess. I was watching a video about straight dude logic recently, and it really hits the mark when it comes to how guys think versus how they handle it. Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to like make an honest video, and for that one, just kind of like just show that I kind of understand what it's like. You know, because, you know, not that straight dudes are like any kind of like oppressed class or anything, but it can be hard to figure out how to express sexuality as a straight dude in a non-toxic way. And there's not a lot of people talking about how to do that, and that's something that I've been concerned with for a while. Thoughts on the new Jordan Peterson book? I don't know anything about it. Can I describe my first kiss? I don't know. It was dope. The person that was my first kiss was a person who was already pretty experienced with kissing. In fact, I think she wasn't even a virgin, so she knew what she was doing, and she kind of led the way, and it was dope. What song has been in my head lately? I don't know. Lechelon, man, thank you for the $9.99. I'm out T1J, you the man. Heiko to the maximum power, dag nabbit. I appreciate it as always. I had something stuck in my head the other day, but I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't remember. Do I ever watch TikTok? Not that much, but sometimes, every now and then. But yeah. We're gonna go ahead and wind down the stream. Thanks to everyone for coming checking out the stream. Thanks for everyone that donated or joined, became a homie of the channel. As usual, I want to plug my Discord. Check out the Discord community if you're interested in that sort of thing. It's just a super chill community that just hangs out and talks about different subjects. Just a chill place to hang out. That's really all it is. But I pride myself in having a just one of the most pleasant and chill communities that I've ever experienced, at least. Should have a new video in a couple weeks. Look out for that. If you haven't watched my last video that came out about 2 weeks ago, or maybe a little over, like a week and a half ago, so you can check that out. It's called Black Culture. But all my social media links and stuff are in the description below the video if you have access to that. You can email me if you want to ask more in-depth questions, or you can use Curious Cat. But other than that, I try to stream on Mondays and Fridays. I don't think I streamed it all last week, but it's just Mondays. If I do stream, it'll be on Monday or Friday usually. So the best way to keep up with that is to just click the notification bell. And yeah, I did get started streaming a little late, so sorry for people that weren't able to do it, to check it out. Anyway, I'll possibly see you on Friday. If not, I'll possibly see you next Monday. But I'll be around. I'll be in the Discord. I'll be on Twitter, stuff like that. Anyway, I will see y'all next time. Bye.